Wars are usually fought between nations, but in 1932, Australia found itself in a battle against birds. Not small, harmless birds, but giant, flightless, man-sized birds. And somehow, the birds won. This is the true story of the Great Emu War, possibly the most ridiculous military campaign in history. Our story begins after World War I. Thousands of Australian soldiers returned home to farm wheat in Western Australia. The government encouraged this, giving land to veterans, hoping to boost the wheat industry. But by 1932, the Great Depression hit. Wheat prices collapsed, farmers were desperate, and then the emus came. Meet the emu, Australia's feathered powerhouse, standing up to 2 meters tall and weighing as much as a grown man. It can sprint at 50 kilometers per hour and leap over fences with ease. It can cross rivers, survive scorching heat, and run for hours without tiring. Armed with razor-sharp claws and a bone-crushing kick, the emu has almost no natural predators. Its eyesight is razor-sharp, and its long legs are built for escape or attack. From the open plains to the dense scrublands, this bird has adapted to almost every corner of Australia. It's fast, it's fierce, and it's far smarter than you might think. That year, around 20,000 emus migrated toward the coast in search of food and stumbled upon endless golden fields of wheat. To the farmers, it was like an invading army had arrived. Emus don't just nibble wheat, they trample it, knock down fences, and let rabbits in, which cause even more destruction. Within weeks, farmers were losing huge portions of their crops, so they turned to the government for help. And here's where it gets absurd. The farmers asked for the military, not just soldiers, but machine guns. And the government said yes. The Minister of Defense sent Major G.P.W. Meredith 2 soldiers and 2 Lewis guns, the same type used in World War I. They also sent 10,000 rounds of ammunition. The mission: eliminate the emu threat. November 2nd, 1932. The war began. The soldiers spotted a group of about 50 emus near the town of Campion. The plan was simple: sneak up close, then open fire. But emus are not stupid. As soon as the guns roared, the birds scattered into small groups, zigzagging at high speed. Out of 50 targets, only a few were hit. The rest vanished into the scrub. 3 days later, the soldiers tried again, this time near a dam where 1,000 emus were gathered. Perfect ambush spot, right? The gun jammed after killing just a handful. The rest bolted. It was becoming clear. Fighting emus was nothing like fighting soldiers. They didn't follow predictable patterns, and they didn't surrender. Major Meredith noticed something strange. It seemed the emus had commanders. Flocks moved as if led by a lookout bird, tall, fast, always watching, who signaled when to run. When one flock was attacked, others in the area didn't scatter randomly. They regrouped later. It was almost coordinated. By mid-November, the army had fired thousands of rounds and killed maybe a few hundred emus. That's less than 1% of the total population. The press caught wind of the story, and Australia was laughing at itself. Headlines like, "Emus defeat army," "Birds invincible in battle," "Machine guns ineffective against fowl." The soldiers became a national joke. On December 2nd, after a month of bird warfare, the government pulled the plug. Officially, the military had killed 986 emus and wounded maybe 2,500 more, but that still left tens of thousands roaming free. The emus had won. Major Meredith later said, "If we had a military division with the bullet-carrying capacity of these birds, it would face any army in the world." He even admitted the emus could take multiple bullets and keep running. The farmers were furious. Their crops were still under siege. In the years that followed, the government switched tactics. Instead of soldiers, they offered bounties for emu kills. This proved far more effective. Hunters killed tens of thousands in just a few months. But the Great Emu War stuck in the public memory, not as a victory, but as a spectacular military embarrassment. Today, it's often brought up in lists of strangest wars in history. It's even referenced in video games, TV shows, and memes. So, what do we learn from the Great Emu War? First, never underestimate your opponent, even if it's a bird. Second, nature doesn't care about your plans, your guns, or your pride. And third, sometimes history's most memorable battles are the ones you lose. This was the Great Emu War, and the emus are still out there, watching, waiting. Subscribe to Think Twist for more true stories that sound completely made up, until you look them up.